Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. Welcome to today's official OET live mock speaking exam preparation class/session. Loves a lot of words. My name is Scott, and I am an OET teacher, interlocutor, and academic manager at Swoosh English. You can see the sign behind us. Who are we? We're one of the various OET premium preparation providers and all-stars, helping you pass your OET exam the first time. So it's my absolute pleasure to introduce myself to you. Some familiar faces, no doubt, to hear here today. And obviously, there's going to be a good number of people new to their OET prep, new to these sessions, and I welcome you all to the class today. So first and foremost, I'd like to just check in with everyone who's watching on the Swoosh English Facebook channel, the Swoosh English YouTube channel, as well as the official OET Facebook and YouTube channels as well. I, of course, do my own tech check beforehand, but sometimes it's just nice and convincing whenever you guys confirm that you can hear me and that you can see me as well. So if you can hear me and that you can see me, just type into the chat box, yes, 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 something like that, something that indicates that you can hear me and that you can see me. Once the tech check's out of the way, I'm going to introduce myself a bit more, get to know some more of you guys today about your OET aspirations, your OET dreams, before, of course, that we get stuck into some OET mock speaking practice today. Beautiful. The comments are coming in. Hopefully you're saying yes to the fact that you can hear me and see me and not yes to something else. But I'm going to confirm that as being the case. So let's see who we have that have joined us today. We have Nazwa, says, I want to do speaking practice today. Nazwa, you may get some speaking practice today. Make sure that you stick around. We have Manoj with a thumbs up. Hello, Manoj. Welcome to the session today. We have Salma with a little computer face. That's great. Welcome to the session today, Salma. We have Varsha from the UAE. Welcome, Varsha. We have Bianca from watching from Ireland. Just so you know, guys, I am also from Ireland as well. So Bianca, welcome. Let me know what part of Ireland you are watching from today. We have Ung, who said, hello, Scott. Good afternoon from Burma. Welcome to you too, Ung. We have Connie, who has commented someone's name to join the session. I hope that they do so. We have Ratna. Good afternoon to you, Ratna from India. We have Ansi from India as well. Welcome to the session. We have Jan, who says, you got this. Jan, you also got this as well. Welcome, Jan. We have Ratna. Okay, we're getting to these comments now. Okay, good. People are commenting to say, so good. Let's see what anyone else has said hello today. We have Hasna. Say hello to you, Hasna. Welcome to the session today. We have Mayet from the Philippines. Welcome to you from the Philippines as well, Mayet. Hope everything's going great with you. We have Sherry May is watching from Riyadh in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Welcome, Sherry. Hope that you enjoy the session today. We have Abdul Nasir has said, hello, Scott. We are seeing you. I am not seeing you, Nasir, but I'm enjoying commenting and talking to you. Welcome. Vivienne is watching from England, and the exam is tomorrow. Well, Vivienne, first and foremost, from myself and the Swoosh English team and everyone else who's watching here today, let's not congratulate, you haven't passed it yet, but you will pass it. That's the most important thing. Let's give Vivienne the biggest good luck message possible. Everyone's shouting to Vivienne, good luck with your exam tomorrow. Vivienne, I hope it goes really well from you. From the behalf of myself and the Swoosh English team. We have Arcana from Oman. Welcome to our Arcana from the session today. A few more. We have Kevin says, hi, Scott. Welcome back. We missed you. Good afternoon from the Philippines. Thank you very much, Kevin. Anyone who's been following the sessions for a while now, I wasn't taking any of the sessions for the past month because guess what? What's that on my finger? Yes, it is a wedding ring. I got married there about 1 month ago today, and that's why I did take some time off. So it's a great time, but I'm very, very happy to be back involved with these sessions today. Good. Here come all the good luck messages coming through. One more person who's commented is joining us from Facebook and YouTube. We have Farindu. It says, hi, Scott from Sri Lanka. Beautiful country. Farindu. I was in Colombo about 3 years ago, as well as a lovely Udawalla National Park. I love the safari there. Anyway, guys, welcome to everyone in the session today. Everyone who's watching over on Facebook and the official OET Facebook. I see Rabba, Maria, Libyan, Amar, Olivier, Sini, Imo, Verna, Thaisu, Asma, etc., etc. Welcome to the session today. And on the YouTube channel, I see a few names as well. Anika, Jojo, Legit, Priya, Mangala, Mahesh, Maha, Binsi Rahu, Febu, Sandra, etc., etc. welcome to the session today. I'll speak to as many of you as I can throughout the session via the comments and text chat via the feed. My team and I would love to help you pass your OET exams. So look out for the comments from myself and the rest of the Swoosh English team. We'll be interacting with you as much as possible throughout this session. So once again, welcome, and let's get stuck into today's OET live mock speaking practice class. So I'll just load up my presentation and let's get started. So as I've told everyone today, we've got a good amount of things that we're doing today throughout the lesson. We're first of all going to learn and review the scoring criteria for OET speaking. And I think this is really, really important, regardless if you're new to OET preparation or you have been preparing for a while. The most important thing that you can do is probably know that scoring criteria like the back of your hand. After all, you're going to want to produce the language that is going to score you highly in the exam. And if you don't know what language you have to produce, then you're not going to know exactly how well you're going to score. So please review that criteria today and consistently in your speaking practice to get as high a mark as possible. We're going to be spending a bit of time doing that today. In addition to that, we're going to be listening to or taking part in some OET role plays. Of course, it is a speaking class, therefore I need to hear some people speaking. Once we've, of course, done the scoring role plays, we're going to engage in some communicative and community feedback, where everyone's going to give some feedback on the role play, not just myself. And you're going to listen to that feedback that some candidates are going to do today and reflect upon your own OET speaking, thinking, well, did I produce that language? Did I satisfy that scoring criteria based on my own performance? Reflection is key. And then finally, if we have some time at the end, we're going to engage in a little bit of a CTA, sorry, that's the wrong word, Q&A. Questions and answers about your OET preparations, about today's live speaking class. If we have time, I'll happily answer any of your queries regarding your OET scores. Now, I love it when some people come in today and tell me about a success story. We've had a student come in today called Janine and say, hi, Scott, just dropping by to say thank you. I got the results last 16 and I was able to get my target scores. Let's congratulate Janine, a Swoosh English passing OET student. Well done, Janine. Fantastic results. It makes me and my team incredibly happy. Janine, thank you so much for popping by and giving me that information. Let me and the rest of the cast know today what your scores were as well, and also what you enjoyed most about your OET preparation with Swoosh English. Congratulations. Well done for putting in all the hard work and for getting your OET scores. Lovely. I love success stories like that. They're amazing. Okay, let's get going with the class. So, of course, we're here today to help you pass your OET exams in this class and beyond. I want people to pass their OET exam as quickly and cheaply as possible. And for everyone coming along and giving me your time today, I want to give you something back. So please stay to the very end of today's session to hear about how you can get 20% off selected OET courses for a limited time only. So if you're interested in that, enjoy the class, stay to the end to hear more information about how you can avail of that special offer from us at Swoosh English today. Now, guys, I've got a few questions for everyone. I want to know where you are with your OET journey, where you are with your OET preparation. Let me know in the comments, what do you plan to do when you pass your OET exam? So what's your big goal? What's your big ambition? What's your big dream? When you finally get your passing scores for your OET exam, what do you want to do? It can be anything at all. But of course, it's going to be involved immigration, moving to a country, starting a new job. I want to know what your job is, what your job you want to do is, what country you want to move to, what city you want to move to, what you want to try in your new lifestyle. So let me know in the comments, guys, and I'll very, very happily show a few of these comments today to everyone in the session. So Nazwa says, when I pass the OET, I'm going to do the PLAB. Of course, Nazwa, but what do you want to do when you pass the PLAB? After all, your dream is not to take the PLAB exam. Your dream is to do the OET, take your PLAB, and then do something afterwards. Think about the big idea, Nazwa, and please share that with me. Bianca has said, I want to practice my profession as a nurse here in Ireland and get my NMBI pin, of course. Bianca, so living in Ireland, hope you're enjoying that, and I hope you can enjoy the lifestyle that there is here in Ireland. As you know, the winters can be a bit cold and a bit wet, but hey, we got nice, warm, cozy homes and pubs for you to enjoy a lovely winter with. Another passing success story. I love it when these come in. Sherry Rose Bercantino has said, I passed my OET to Swoosh English, and next week I'm flying to the UK. Sherry Rose, best of luck with your transition to your new home in the UK. That's absolutely amazing. Congratulations, Sherry Rose, in passing with us at Swoosh English. Amazing. Rani said, I want to migrate to the UK. Rinzi has said, I wish to migrate to the UK or Ireland as a registered nurse. Jan says, I want to work in the UK, Scott. I want to meet you in person. Well, Jan, maybe you will if you come to Ireland someday. You'll maybe see me walking around the place. Sanya said, hi, Scott. I'm extremely happy to inform you that I passed OET with a very good score. Another passing success story. Amazing. It's only because of your excellent training and support. I give you a 10 out of 10 for your service. Oh, my goodness, Sonia. Thank you so much. I'm absolutely blown away because that seems to be almost like a perfect score that you've given us. Congratulations, not just, of course, for what you've done or what we've done to help you, but what you've done in passing your OET exam. Please share any comments and tips and tricks that you have with anyone in the session today about what you did to pass your OET exam and how you can do that, how any other student can do that as well. That's amazing. Congratulations, Sonia. Teresa has said, I want to work as a nurse in the UK. Aizwara, I want to practice my profession as a nurse in the UK. And Manal, get a surgery position in the UK. And at Ong, my dream is to practice as a doctor in the UK. Good. So a lot of you are looking to migrate somewhere to the UK, Ireland, etc., and work as your profession. You have an idea in terms of your salaries, your dreams, your lifestyle, etc., etc. Never forget that. The OET is, of course, one block in your way to achieving that, but the OET exam is incredibly passable with the right approach, the right mindset, the right support, and the right training. You can be like the 3 passing students who come in and told me about their OET success with Swoosh English today. Amazing. Right, next question, guys. Thanks for that. Let's talk now about OET speaking. I want to know, what is your biggest challenge with OET speaking? So when you're doing your own OET speaking practice in your own time or with other people as part of any courses that you're doing, what is your biggest challenge with OET speaking? What do you find difficult? What do you find maybe is a sticking point for you that you find consistently challenging in your own time? Let me know in the chat box, please, where if you're watching on Facebook, you're watching on YouTube, and you're watching on the Swoosh English Facebook and YouTube channels, please. Everyone wants to meet me. That's very, very interesting. First of all, I have to tell you where I live. I'm not going to tell you where I live, but roughly where you can find me. To meet me, you need to join us at Swoosh English. How about that as an interesting proposal? Okay, let's see what comments we have coming in. What do we find quite difficult? All right. Gohar, hello Gohar, said frequency and vocabulary. So using the right vocabulary and knowing how to move the role play along. I'm sure that's somewhat challenging. Marius has said, speed is my biggest problem. Are you speaking too fast, Marius, or too slow? Are you trying to maintain a constant rate of speech? Please let me know. Teresa has said, inadequate vocabulary. Well, vocabulary is certainly important, Teresa, in the OET speaking exam, but you don't need to make it any more complicated than it needs to be. It's all about really weighing that up while getting expert feedback from an OET teaching expert. They can tell you if you're using the vocabulary that you are using appropriately. I said a lot of hesitation. Yeah, hesitation can be challenging, right? The nerves and making sure you're maintaining a constant rate of speaking. Varsha said vocabulary and speed. Gerald has said confidence. The best thing, Gerald, is that confidence can be built the more practice that you're getting and the more that you can see yourself progressing towards a higher score. Now, Nashwa has said, providing structure and intonation. Hello Kin, said smoothness is important in my speaking. Hafsa said clinical communication skill, especially breaking bad news, right? How to show empathy and use appropriate tone and appropriate phraseology when breaking bad news. That can be learnt and it can be a practice with a number of phrases a number of different ways of speaking, but practice is perfect when developing that skill, my friend. Ratnaz said frequency and vocabulary. Marius said I need to work on my speed. I read way too slowly. So when you, of course, you are doing the speaking role play, Marius, it's important that you're not reading too much, that you're speaking more appropriately to begin with. Preparing yourself adequately in your time, like you're not reading, like you're engaging with that student one-on-one. One more, Hafsa has said nerves. Nerves are also something that's tricky. But the best thing about nerves, Hafsa, is that the more practice that you do in your own time, the more appropriate your speaking responses will be over time as well, as your nerves will decrease because you practice it so many times that you know what you're doing and you're feeling confident in your preparation. Thank you very much, guys, for some of those comments that I picked and put through here with that. Awesome. Now, guys, depending if you're brand new to OET preparation or if you have been preparing for a while, this question doesn't really matter. I know most of you might know this already, but in case anyone's new to preparation or doesn't know the scoring criteria at this point, the question is, there are two sets of scoring criteria. I want to know, what are they? Tell me, what are the two things that you are scored on in your OET speaking criteria? Jovi has said, are my messages being seen? Confirm that as a yes, Jovi. I'll try and speak to you more throughout the session. Jovi, you're seen. I can see you. I'm listening to you and I'm speaking to you right now. Okay. Nashwa is off the batter. He has said linguistic criteria and the clinical communication criteria. Perfect, guys. That's it. So we have the linguistic and the clinical communication criteria. OET speaking, you're assessing two different sets of criteria. And it's really important that you know this criteria and you practice every single day in fulfilling the criteria as highly as possible with targeted practice, controlled practice, as well as more free-flowing communicative practice. That's what we're going to be doing today. So guys, I want to spend a bit of time now just going through the two sets of criteria, a bit of an overview on what you're assessed on, what you need to produce, and what you should take note of when you are practicing these materials. So I'm just going to say goodbye to my face. See you later, Scott. I'm going to go full screen for a bit so that you can see this as clearly as possible. So linguistic criteria is broken down into four subcategories, which include intelligibility, fluency, appropriateness of language, and resources of grammar and expression. So intelligibility is your pronunciation, your intonation, and your accent. Basically, how clear your listener can understand and hear what you are saying. Are you speaking as clearly as possible? So pronunciation would be your various sounds of the English language, your vowel sounds, your consonants, your blends, your diphthongs, etc. Intonation is your tone. You're not hopefully speaking flat like a robot, but you're rising and falling as is appropriate with the English language. The final one is accent. And I get a few questions sometimes thinking, hey, can I speak with my native accent, or do I have to try and replicate a native English speaking accent? For example, do I have to sound like the Queen of England? Please don't, unless you can do it really convincingly. Actually, you know what? Don't even try and do it. Don't try and put on a different accent if it's not comfortable to you, because it could be awkward, it could be off-putting to yourself, and it could be off-putting to the interlocutor as well. If you have a particularly heavy accent, reduce it. Draw out your sounds. Speak a little bit slower. Guess what, guys? I'm doing it right now. I am reducing my accent, because if I was speaking full speed, Irish person, you wouldn't have a clue what I am saying. So make sure you slow it down and draw out your sounds, but do not replicate a different accent. My number one tip for that section for you. Okay, next set we have is fluency, which is the impact of the speed and smoothness of your speech on your listeners' understanding. I want to emphasize these two words here, speed and smoothness. A lot of candidates think that fluency is all about speed, speaking as fast as possible, as fast as possible, as fast as possible. Well, what happens when you speak incredibly quickly? Too quickly for your tongue really to handle, and just for you in general to handle? Well, you're going to make slip-ups, you're going to make mistakes, you're going to commit some repetition mistakes, you're going to commit some hesitation mistakes, you're going to commit other forms of mistakes, such as false starts, etc. And what happens when you do that? Well, then your smoothness decreases. There's lots of ahs, there's ums, there's silent periods. And that's not what fluency is about. Fluency is about a happy medium of speed and smoothness. So what I would generally say as a rule of thumb, unless of course you're very confident with your speaking and you're making lots of error-free sentences relatively easily, speaking at a speed similar to your native speaking speed, think about the speed that you speak in your own language and just bring that down about 10-20%. That should be fast enough for you to speak relatively quickly at, but also slow enough for you to avoid some of those hesitation and other smoothness mistakes that might come about as well. It's not a race. Smoothness is really important for communication because we're making lots of slip-ups and mistakes. That takes away from our fluency. So think about a way that you can balance that. And of course, get advice from an expert OET teacher to see if you are finding that balance of speed and smoothness in your OET speaking. Okay. Next, we have appropriateness of language, which is the impact of your language, tone, and professionalism on your listeners' understanding and comfort. Most candidates are quite good at that, using the appropriate language, hopefully not too formal, not too informal, but you're quite good at knowing how to speak suitably, clinically in your role, while also using a bit of informal language to make yourself more relatable to the patient itself. But once again, it can be a bit of a balancing act. As I said, it's all about making sure that you are learning what's appropriate and what's not appropriate from an expert OET teacher and getting that feedback from them so you can pick your appropriateness of language incredibly accurately. Not being too formal, not being too informal, but using a nice blend of both that is appropriate. Finally, resources of grammar and expression, which is your grammatical accuracy and vocabulary choices. Key word for this scoring criteria is grammatical accuracy, not grammatical range, not about showing off your grammar, not about showing off your vocabulary. You want to, of course, make it suitably complicated, but not overcomplicated, because what happens when we use overcomplicated grammar and vocabulary? One, the meaning might be lost. We might not be communicating very effectively. But secondly, it opens up areas for making mistakes when we could have conveyed something a bit simpler to the same effect. If we're trying to use all the perfect tenses mixed with conditionals, etc., in a sentence, it just can make our language sound very, very robotic, very false, and it might not even be right as well. So only use as complicated as it needs to be. Use grammar that you're comfortable with and you can use accurately. And of course, experiment in leading up to your OET exam preparation. Hopefully you will nail some of those other complicated grammatical terms and vocabulary choices as well. But don't experiment on the day of the exam. Use what you know how to use well for the sole purpose of communicating effectively. Would be my advice for that. Okay, guys. That's the linguistic criteria. I hope you find some of that information really useful, my tips for those sections. Now I want to go on to the clinical communication criteria, which is a bit more complicated and very unique to the OET exam, as you guys know. We have 5 sets of sub-criteria, which include relationship building, understanding and incorporating, providing structure, information gathering, and information giving. Let's spend just a few minutes going through these, and then we're going to get stuck into some OET mock speaking practice today. But it is essential that we know these, we develop them, and we practice them in our own time. So relationship building, which is the impact of our choice of opening to the conversation and demonstration of empathy and respect on your listeners' comfort. So building a relationship. How can we create rapport with our student? How can we be personal to them? How can we make sure that we are showing them that we ultimately care about what's going on today? Well, an opener, a friendly, welcoming, and warm opener is really important for your OET role play. Sometimes I hear very, very rigid openers such as, hello, take a seat, what's your name? Hello, what's the problem? Oh, very cold, very, very cold. Welcoming in your tone and your expressions. Now, there's lots of ways that you can do this, but something such as, hello, come in, have a seat, welcome today. My name is Dr. or Nurse so-and-so. I'm going to be attending to you today. How are you feeling today? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Oh, great, you're feeling fantastic. Now, what's the problem and how can I assist? Think about your smile. Think about your tone. Think about the words that you're using. A suitable opener that's warm and friendly. Similarly, make sure that you are showing that you care about the patient throughout. So learn how to show empathy in your OET mock speaking role plays. Learn how to use various empathetic phrases. Know when it's appropriate to use these phrases, or maybe when you're overusing them or using them inappropriately. Learn what not to say when given empathy, and learn how to express that empathy in a warm and welcoming way with your intonation, etc. But relationship building in the role play throughout to show that you care is essential. Of course, an OET expert teacher can help you in doing so. Next, we have understanding and incorporating, which is the impact of how fully you involve the patient in the conversation on your listener's understanding and your listener's comfort. Now remember, these role plays are dialogues. They should be a two-way conversation. Of course, you as the medical professional should lead the conversation, but you should not be speaking all of the time. Ask questions. Get the patient involved as frequently as you can. Get them to give the advice to you in the information that you have in the task card. Elicit those questions, involve them, create a conversation, and make sure that you show that you are giving them comfort in the way that you listen to them. Next, we have providing structure, which simply is how you organize the information you provide, introduce new topics for discussion on your listener's understanding. So various things that we can do about that, of course, is time management. You have 5 minutes to do the role play. It's not a lot of time, especially the information that you have. And I find that candidates tend to actually underestimate how much time they have. And the role play could go on longer than 5 minutes, sometimes 6 minutes or above. So make sure, of course, that you're moving from point to point relatively quickly. You're picking out your pace of the role play card, given the number of points that you have, how you can progress through that information, how you can signpost and transition into other parts of the role play relatively smoothly. Okay, so organization is very, very important. Finally, we have information gathering and information giving. And these two criteria are very, very interlinked. Information gathering is the type of questions that you ask and how do you respond to give your listeners understanding. So this is about asking open questions. And it's kind of similar to getting the patient involved in the previous criteria of understanding and incorporating. Ask questions throughout the role play. If there's information about how they feel, about what they suffer from, about what they're doing, don't rely on the patient to tell you that. Ask appropriate questions to elicit that information. Ensure that you're listening to them and ensure that you're responding appropriately to what they are saying. So ask questions as is appropriate. And then finally, we have information giving. How can we respond to information that the patient is giving us? And that often is involving checking for understanding. So when patient is giving us information, we need to, when you're giving the patient information, it could be very, very technical. It could be very complicated. It could be somewhat difficult. We can't just assume that they have learned and understood everything that we've told them. We need to check for that. So once we give them some information, using phrases such as, is this okay for you? How is this for you? How do you feel about this? Etc., etc. The patient will say, yes, that's okay. Or, not sure about that, etc. Can you explain more? That's the closed questions that involve a yes, no answer. Get into the habit of repeating these phrases back to the students whenever we've given them some appropriate information or technical information, as you will be scored on your ability to do that. And it's something that not a lot of healthcare practitioners automatically do as well. It's very much a Western systemized thing, but make sure you get into the habit of doing it because it is good clinical practice. My sister is a nurse, for example, and she gets into the habit of asking these questions and checking patients for understanding, especially those who are a bit older, for example, and ensuring that everyone understands what is going on. So get into the habit of learning these questions and using these questions frequently throughout your role play. And of course, as I said, an expert OET teacher or program can help you in learning these and applying these to fulfilling your scoring criteria. Okay, guys. That's a bit of an overview in the OET scoring criteria. Make sure, of course, you go away, you learn it, you apply it, you get feedback on it, and you're able to fulfill this criteria as well as you can. Now, before we get stuck into the role play today, I am going to be assessing some people very, very, very generally today. Just so you know, guys, I won't be able to give anyone a score today. That is done by OET official, by two examiners who listen to a recording and give you a score. So I won't be giving scores today, as it would be disingenuine. I can't even speak today myself. Disingenuine of me today to do that, as the interlocutor does not give a score. They conduct the role play. But I'll happily give you some pointers and tips based on some questions I have here for linguistic criteria and for the clinical communication criteria. So 5 or 6 questions I'll be judging your speaking performance on, give some lucky people some tips and tricks, what they've done well, what they can improve on in their OET speaking practice. So let's get started now into some OET speaking practice today. So we're going to do 2 role plays today. 2 people are going to get a chance to do some speaking practice with me. Here is the first role play card, and it's for our medicine or doctor candidates. So here's the card, guys. In a minute, what you're going to do, I'm going to go full screen here a second before I actually show this, but in a minute, what you're going to do is you're going to check your chat box. You're going to see a link. The link will be an invite into the classroom with me. So clicking that link if you're going to come in and join, but doctors only the first time. If you are going to come in and do some speaking practice with me today, please make sure that you have a good audio device. You've got a quiet speaking environment. You've got a good internet connection as well, and ideally a camera. I want to see your faces today. I want you to engage with you. I want to see the person I'm speaking to. I'm sure you want to see me back. It'll just make the role play a lot more inviting and a lot more engaging. Okay, so please make sure good audio, quiet environments, ideally a video camera, and a stable internet connection to make sure that the role play goes very well and very smoothly. If you don't have some of this, then I won't be able to give you a chance to do the role play today, especially the internet thing when moving forward. So check for the comments for the link to come in a second. I'm going to start preparation for this role play card for 3 minutes as normal, maybe a bit longer to make sure everyone's settled in and ready to go. But once this role play card's on screen, you'll have 3 minutes to prepare. Check for the link. Doctors coming in. I look forward to speaking to one of you very, very soon. Good luck, guys, and enjoy your preparation. Okay, guys, and that is the preparation time up. Thanks to those who have come and joined me today. I'm going to give Tarindu a chance to join me for some speaking practice today. I'm going to turn on your camera and your mic in a second, Tarindu. Hello, can you hear me? Can you see me?
Hello. Hello. Yes, Scott. How are you
Fantastic.
today?
I'm very well. How are you today?
Well, yeah, I'm also good. I'm currently at the hospital. Yeah, having a
Fantastic.
bit of leisure time now.
Really good. I can see that you're clearly a doctor, which is good. It does say on your scrubs, which is absolutely amazing. So, tell me a bit about yourself. Where are you from? When are you taking the OET exam, etc. Hello, Tarindu. Can you hear me?
Hello.
Hello, Tarindu. Can you hear me?
Can you hear
Tarindu, I'm not sure the internet connection is quite up to
me?
speed, unfortunately, so I might have to give this chance to someone else. I'm very, 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 very sorry. Thank you very much. Kavifa, hello. Can you hear me and can you see me? It's quite up to speed.
Oh, yes, I can hear you.
Fantastic. Hello, and how are you today?
I'm feeling good. How are you? Thank
Very
you.
well. Sorry, I know I've just kind of like swooped in and thrown you into the studio without saying. So,
Oh,
Kavitha, can you
yes,
confirm if
I
you
can
are a
hear you.
doctor? Fantastic. Hello, and how are you today?
I'm feeling good. How are you? Thank you.
Very well. Sorry, I know I've just kind of like swooped in and thrown you into the studio without saying. Hello, Kavitha, can you hear me? So, Kavitha, can you
Yes, I
confirm
can
if you
hear
are a
you.
doctor? Fantastic. So, can you confirm you are a doctor?
Yes, I am a doctor.
Fantastic. Lovely. Can you tell me a little bit about yourself, please?
I'm a pediatrician. I'm working in Tamil Nadu, which is in the southern part of India.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And when are you taking your OET exam?
I've booked it for the November 5th.
November 5th. Are you feeling prepared for your
Yeah,
exam?
not really.
Not really. We still have plenty of
Yeah,
time to prepare. So make sure, of course, you are preparing adequately. You're making the most of the
yeah.
feedback for this exam because I want everyone to take this exam and pass it the first time rather than two or three or
Yes,
sometimes even four times as well. Anyway, it's very nice to meet you today. Are you ready to start doing some OET speaking practice with me today?
yes, please.
Fantastic. Good. So, advice, breathe, relax, enjoy
Okay.
the process. I'm going to try and stick it to about 5 minutes, like the actual day of the exam. And yeah, just enjoy the process and put into practice what you've learned so far. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. So, here is the role play card back on the screen, Kavitha. I'm going to start the role play now. I'll time it for 5 minutes. But as you know, you um, as the candidate and the medical expert, I expect you to lead this conversation and do as best as you can. Okay. So whenever you're ready, you can begin and we'll go through the role play.
Hello. Good afternoon. I'm Dr. Kavita, and I'm going to be the treating doctor today.
Hello,
May
doctor.
I?
How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How may I address you, please?
You can call me Scott, please.
Okay, great. Yeah, it's nice to see you, Scott. So,
Nice
what
to see
brings
you
you
too.
here today?
Well, I'm here because recently I've been feeling quite tired and generally quite unwell. I'm
Oh,
not sure what it is, but I'm kind of concerned about the symptoms and I have an idea about what it might be. And I've got a feeling it could potentially be diabetes, but I'm here to get a checkup and see what it might be and get your advice on it.
oh, I'm so sorry to hear about that. But I think
Hello, Kavitha. Just give it one. Hello.
Oh, the card is back now.
You're back. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
If you like, we could probably start the role play again, just to get you into the swing of things.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. We can start again because it was at the very, very beginning to make sure you're comfortable with doing it. Okay. Sure.
Okay. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Hi, I'm Dr. Kavita. I'm going to be treating you today. So, how may I call you, please?
Hi, Dr. Kavitha. My name's Scott.
Hi, Scott. It's a pleasure to see you today. So,
And you
what
too.
brings you here today?
So
Thank
I'm
you.
here because, Doctor, I've been feeling quite unwell recently and generally quite tired. I'm not exactly sure what it might be, but I am kind of concerned that it might potentially be diabetes. That's my main worry and my main concern. So I'm looking to get some advice from you today.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, but yeah, I'm here to help you. And so first, I would like to know a bit more about you, and then we can discuss about what it could be. So does
Please.
that sound good to you?
Yeah, that sounds great, please.
Oh, thank you. So could you tell me a little more about your lifestyle, like your exercise and your work?
That's a great question, Doctor. I'm very busy with an office job. I often work about 10 hours per day. I have 3 crazy teenage children that I look after. And obviously, my wife also works too. So I don't have a lot of time outside of my family and my working life. I don't really do much apart from come home and just sit on the sofa.
Oh, oh, I can understand that. It must be really busy, and you must be engaged taking care
Yeah.
of your kids. And yeah, so but don't worry, your symptoms they can be managed. Um, and the cause could be diabetes is just one of the possibilities. Yeah, so it could be we need to check whether the other possible causes also could lead to your symptoms. So what do you know about diabetes?
I know that it's a progressive disease and it can potentially get worse if it's not checked. And there's lots of things that can potentially indicate that you do have diabetes as well.
Oh, absolutely, that's correct. Yeah, diabetes happens when insulin is not produced in your body, or when insulin is either not adequate to maintain your blood sugar levels. So, but the good thing is that it can be managed with appropriate medication, with changes in your diet, and if you can incorporate more exercise in your daily routine. Yeah.
Yes.
So,
Doctor, do you think I have diabetes?
no, I just feel that it could be a possibility, but we need to rule out the other causes before we confirm that it is diabetes. So, what we would
Okay.
need to do is do a few blood tests, and then you might have to come back for the results. And then we can discuss more about what actually needs to be done if it is diabetes. But don't worry, it can be managed.
Sure. So, what can be done to treat diabetes if I am tested positive for this disease?
Okay, so that's a good question you've asked me. So diabetes is usually managed with either insulin, which is the hormone which is not produced in your body if you have diabetes. If it's not in the sufficient amount, so we can either give you the insulin, or it can be managed with oral medication, um, with tablets that you have to take through your mouth. So, but that will depend on what the blood work says. So, we can discuss more about that once your results are through, if that's okay with you. So, how does that sound?
Well, yeah, that would be great to know exactly if it is diabetes or not and what can be done then once we know what the cause is. So, what can be done now to manage these symptoms that I'm experiencing or to prepare my head for a potential diagnosis?
No, you don't have to worry too much. So first, we'd have to do a few blood tests. That is sugar tests. So we need to check your glucose when you're on an overnight fasting, and then 2 hours after your meal. So depending on that, and a few other tests which will check your hormone levels and your HbA1c. That is what will actually lead to the diagnosis. If it's high, and that will suggest a diagnosis of diabetes. So once we get those results, we would be able to tell you more about what exactly needs to be done, whether you'll need the injections or you'll need the oral medication. So, but as of now, you would have to focus more on improving your exercise, the amount of time you exercise every day, and also to improve your lifestyle, yeah, because you're working a lot, like 10 hours a day is really long. So if you can balance that, then it decreases the amount of stress, then it can be managed.
Okay, that's good to know, Doctor. Thanks a lot for that information. Let's organize that blood test. Hopefully the results will come back fine, but if not, thanks for your reassurances today about where I am and where it's going to be.
Thank you so much. Do you have any other concerns?
That's everything, Doctor. Thanks very much for seeing me today. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right. And that's the end of the role play, Dr. Kavitha. How did it go for you?
I don't know. I think I was a bit too tensed. It was
Of
my
course
first
you're going to
time.
be. Of course, you're going to be tense. You're doing this speaking role play in front of me and in front of quite a considerable audience as well. So well done for taking the bravery to do that. If you can do it in front of me and a live audience and a live stream, you're going to be doing it really well in front of the OET examiner, right? There you go.
Thank you.
So, how did it go for you today? What do you think that you're good at doing when it comes to your OET speaking? And what do you think is maybe one of your main areas of weakness that you can improve?
I think there's a lot of hesitation, which I need to improve on, and maybe
So
practice
hesitation, you
more.
think you need to improve on. Your hesitation wasn't that bad. You're actually able to maintain a fairly good rate of speech, and there's occasional but it didn't seem to be anything excessive because even native speakers do that as well. I'll be doing it sometimes when speaking to you. So let's go into, I suppose, a bit of feedback on oral feedback on how this role play went for you today, so we can discuss some of these things. Okay. So let's go through the criteria. First of all, linguistic criteria, question 1. Did you speak clearly and were easy to understand? For the most part, I actually thought that you were easy to understand. You've got a reasonably clear intonation, a reasonably clear tone of voice, and you spoke at a suitable volume and a suitable speed. In saying that, I think you maybe could have reduced your speaking speed just a little bit. Of course, when we're nervous, what happens? Of course, that's going to happen. But just a little bit more enunciation in some of your words might overcome any words or phrases that the interlocutor or the patient might not catch, just to make sure that you're clearly speaking as much as you can. Pronunciation, intonation. Pronunciation was mostly fine, but one word I picked up numerous times was the key word of this entire role play, diabetes. You were saying diabetes. So it's a long E, diabetes, diabetes. Okay. Intonation, not so bad, especially when you were giving, you're expressing some empathetic phrases, but maybe vary a little bit more just to express some emotion into when you're speaking to the patient, especially when you're using those empathetic phrases. Because we don't want to sound like a robot when we're saying, "Oh, that's so sad. I'm not very happy for you." You know, a little bit more emotion into the intonation. Fluency and smoothness, I've already addressed that. I thought overall it was quite good, but maybe reducing your speaking speed a little bit will improve your clarity and it will improve your smoothness of speaking. Appropriate language and tone, yeah, very appropriate for a doctor, very appropriate for a medical professional. There's nothing I thought, too formal or too informal the way you were speaking. And vocabulary and grammar, of course, when I'm interlocuting and giving some comments, I'm not going to be writing down all vocabulary and grammar mistakes. I can't catch them all. I didn't pick up anything that I thought, major concern whatsoever. Maybe a few minor slips here and there. But hey, to get an OET speaking in B, you can afford to make some minor slips here and there. So nothing overly concerning that I heard there. Now, clinical communication criteria. Did you speak in a way that offered empathy and supports? I thought mostly, yeah. Whenever I actually give some information about my diabetes, my concerns about my symptoms, my concerns about what happens next, you were there to say, "Oh, don't worry, it's fine, it's manageable. I understand how you feel." So plenty of empathy expressed in terms of the phrase you were using. As I said, just change your intonation regarding it a little bit more. Did you listen to the patient and respond effectively and appropriately? I thought for the most part you did, for sure. You heard my concern. You thought what had to come next. However, when I asked, what do I do next? I think you kind of repeated the blood tests aspect, hormone levels tests. Maybe you could have introduced that from a different angle by talking about, oh, in terms of your lifestyle factors, maybe expanded upon that a little more. A good way for you to ask me some questions such as, what's your diet like, Scott? What do you eat per day? And what exercise do you like to do? Is there anything you like to do at all? And expanded upon that information by telling me, based on what you like, you can do that to improve your overall health and your diabetes. So that would have also improved your ability to create a dialogue by responding and implementing me into the conversation as well. So think about ways that we can ask questions. Instead of telling them, eat healthier, do more exercise, ask them, what do you like to eat? What do you like to do to move? And then giving your response upon that. Delivery of information structured appropriately. It flowed quite well throughout the entire conversation. Nice opening intro, lots of empathy. As I said, there could be more questions, but you also missed one area that I thought was really important when you're doing the initial diagnosis of what I'm happening. You didn't ask me, what are your symptoms? What are you experiencing? Because then I told you I'm feeling a bit tired. Then all of a sudden it was, oh yeah, if you have diabetes, we can manage it. And I was thinking, but how do you know I have diabetes? Is there any more information you can give me? So a few more questions, some of that appropriate card would have been really, really important at the beginning to give me and you a clear head if this potentially is diabetes. But apart from that, we talked about how the symptoms can be managed. This is what needs to be done. And you took that information quite well too. Now, one other area that you could probably make some improvement in, you did it once, was check for my understanding. Every time you're giving me some pretty heavy information about diabetes management, about what the disease is, about how you can improve your own lifestyle regarding it, always ask, is this okay for you? How do you feel about this? Etc. More close questions to check my understanding. Then you can signpost in the next part of the role play. Overall, I was quite satisfied with it, but if you are on Kavitha, that includes just reducing your speaking speed a bit to improve your clarity and your smooth speech. Think about making sure that you try and cover all of the information on the role play card, especially the symptoms. How can we ask questions about that? How can we ask questions about that throughout the role play? As well as that, making sure, of course, you're closing a bit more appropriately as well, such as bye was pretty much the closure. Thanks a lot for seeing me today, Scott. Have a great day, and I'll see you again soon. So the closure has to be nice and solid like the opener as well. Because I know when we finish the role play, we're just kind of like, okay, I'm done. See you later. Oh, the role play's finished. My goodness. And we forget about that closure at the end. But those are some areas I would say that you're doing well and some things that you can improve on. But overall, it's still a pretty high quality role play and you should be happy.
Oh, thank you so much.
How do you feel about this?
No, that's really nice, like to get feedback. It's my first time and first time in front of so many people. So
amazing. Well, keep that ball rolling, Kavitha. Make sure, of course, that you're doing more practice with expert OET teachers. Oh, sorry. There you go. I'll put your face back on too. Make sure you're getting more feedback and practice from expert OET teachers, working on those mistakes, doing more role plays, and seeing your score progress again and again. But well done and fantastic work today.
Thank you so much.
I wish you the best of luck with your OET preparation. Hope it goes well, and good luck with your exam in mid-November.
Thank you.
Thank you, and thanks for joining me again today. I appreciate it. Goodbye. See you.
Thank you so much.
So that was Kavitha, everyone. I hope everyone enjoyed taking part in that role play, listening to it, reflecting upon their own OET mock speaking practice that they would have done in their own time as well. But lots of comments are coming in here, and everyone is thoroughly enjoying that session. Guys, we have one more role play to do. We're actually running a bit late today, but I'm very happy to extend this class to make sure I get a second role play in today as well. So thanks a lot for being here today, and thanks a lot for joining in with this session. Now, I have some people asking me, how do I do some mock role play speaking practice with me in Swoosh English? Well, I'm going to tell you how you can do that and how you can do that for an even reduced price today. So guys, as I said at the very start of the class, for this weekend only, from people who've joined this session, Swoosh English is offering % off selected OET courses. And of course, the courses we're going to recommend to you do have mock exam speaking group classes where you can speak to an OET expert teacher and get feedback on your OET speaking, which lots of people want some assurances in. So if you're looking for that discount, well, there's a code. The code is OET Live 20 off. All you have to do is use this code, go to the website. When you check out with your OET preparation course, input the code, and 20% will be applied on discount or on application code. Now, as I said, we can't keep this promotion running forever. It's only for the weekend only. So it will last until midnight Sunday UK time. There'll be more information at the very end of the session about which packages I would recommend to you based on when you're taking your OET exam and the amount of help that you have. But as you can see at the bottom of the screen here, we have an inquiries email. Inquiries at swooshenglish.com at the very, very bottom of the screen. Our customer support team will be very happy to help recommend an appropriate OET preparation package for you. Check the comments in the Facebook feed, in the YouTube feed, and on OET and YouTube and Swoosh English, and you'll see that information there about the links to the appropriate packages. I will give more information about that after I've done this second role play today. So guys, make sure you check it out and have a look. Okay, guys. So here is role play card number 2 today. This one is for nurses, of course. We got a chance to do an OET mock speaking role play for doctors. We're going to do one now for our OET nursing candidates. So once again, like last time, I'm going to start the timer for 3 minutes. In those 3 minutes, make sure, of course, that you are preparing for the role play. Check the comment box for the link. The link will allow you to come into the session today. And if you're coming in, your video is working, your audio is working, your internet's of a high enough standard, and you have a quiet background so I can hear and listen to you and give you all of that appropriate feedback. Good luck, guys. Make sure if you're coming in, you're also a nurse as well, not another candidate for another profession. 3 minutes starts now. Look out for the link. If you're interested in speaking, come on in, and I'll speak to one of you in 3 minutes. Good luck. Okay, guys, there's the preparation time up for our second role play today. So thanks a lot, everyone, for taking the time to plan and prepare. And thanks for people who have come and joined us today as well. So there's lots of people I would love to do some speaking practice with today, maybe in another session, another time. But of course, I can't do speaking practice with hundreds of people. I picked this candidate because she has an OET exam coming up tomorrow. So I can assume that you can assure me that her getting some last minute advice and feedback on her OET exam is very important for her confidence and for her success. So I'm going to welcome Vivian into the speaking studio with me today. Hello, Vivian.
Hello, Scott.
Wow, that's a beautiful introduction, full of intonation and enthusiasm. How are you today?
I'm fine, thank you, Scott.
Very well. So how are you feeling about your OET exam tomorrow?
To be honest, I'm so anxious. I'm really so anxious having to speak and then trying to also fulfill the criteria to get your scores. So I don't know how to do that.
Okay. Anxiety is a clear thing for you to have. That's completely fine. But aside from doing this OET speaking practice with me today, Vivian, it's really important that you also relax and get into a relaxed, calm, peace of mind, state of mind for tomorrow's exam. Cramming and stressing and trying to relearn things is not going to work at this point. Hopefully the work you've done up to this point will work. So make sure that you relax today a little bit and trust in your process so far, okay? It'll make you a much better candidate in the exam tomorrow if you're calm and not stressed at all, because that way you'll do things automatically. Remember to breathe, etc. Okay? So breathe with me before we do this session today. Vivian, where are you from?
I'm from Nigeria, but I'm currently in the UK.
Currently in the UK. Very nice, lovely. And what's your plans once you pass your OET exam?
Yeah, hopefully I can go ahead to do the practical part of the professional exam requirements, and then I get registered and get my PIN.
Of course, of course. Well, I think everyone here, including myself, wants to wish you the best of luck with your OET exam tomorrow. If you go in with that confidence, that enthusiasm tomorrow, hopefully it will get you over the mark. But that's part of the mental state you need to be in for that exam tomorrow. Vivian, I want to do some, you're very welcome. I want to do some speaking practice with you now, if that's okay with you.
Yeah.
All right, so I'll put the role play card back on the screen here. Vivian, whenever you are ready, you can begin going through the role play with me. Relax, enjoy it as much as you can, and I'll give you some feedback at the very end.
Okay. Okay, I think I'm ready.
You go for it. You can begin.
Okay. Good morning. My name is Vivian, and I'm one of the registered nurses working in this community health center. How may I address you today?
Hi, nurse. My name's Scott.
Oh, okay, Scott. From your record, I can see that you're experiencing some emotion-related panic attack. As regards to your upcoming examination, can you please tell me the symptoms you're experiencing?
Oh, yeah, I'm very nervous about this.
Okay.
I mean, I'm feeling nervous talking to you about it right now. The heart starts to pound thinking about this exam. I get pain sometimes. I find it hard to breathe. My hands start to shake. It can last a long time, sometimes 20 minutes or more, nurse. And I've had them all my life, but it's never been as bad as this.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, Scott. Can you tell me, have you had similar experience in the past?
Yes, I have. I've had them occasionally in the past, usually when I'm nervous about something, but this is the worst it's ever been.
Oh, I'm really so sorry to hear you're experiencing that. Okay, you know, when there are a lot of a lot of people experience a panic attack, and then there are also various reasons or various or certain situations that make them to experience such as panic attack, such as when they're in a stressful situation or they have upcoming things that they want to do. So can you tell me, in your own case, what do you think is triggering your own panic attacks?
It's as I said, nurse. It's to do with stressors in my life, and as you know, I've got a really important university entry exam coming up in 2 months' time, set of exams. So I'm just really stressed about making sure I perform as well as I can for that exam.
Oh, okay, Scott. Thank you so much for the information. I've heard all you said. The thing is, panic attack is not really abnormal. Is a normal thing that people tend to experience when they have upcoming exams. Is quite common with students. So I want to tell you that it's just a normal response that your body self like gives, like when you're in an anxious state. So I just want you to be totally relaxed, and then I'm going to try as much as I can to help your situation. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's great, nurse, because I actually thought that there might be something more serious going on with me because these happen so often. But if you say that these are quite normal and I should learn how to deal with them, that's really reassuring.
Yeah, okay, Scott. Yeah, and then I also want to reassure you that everything is going to be fine. And then, to be honest with you, it can really be managed. And then I have some recommendation I'm going to make. But before then, I want to ask: have you been doing anything in your past experiences to relieve the panic attack when you experience one?
It's a good question, nurse. When I'm thinking about an exam, all I do is think about this exam. All I do is study.
Okay.
So no, I used to be quite active and do a lot of exercise, and I used to eat better. But when it comes to the exams, that all disappears.
Oh, okay. Okay, Scott. I'm so sorry to hear that, and thank you for giving me the information. So, in addition to the various things that you've told me, there are also some other things that you could incorporate to the already existing habits that you have adopted to assist yourself, such as resting. Also try as much as you can. I know anxiety brings about loss of appetite, but you have to try as much as you can to eat well and then get enough rest. Is that okay?
Yeah, I do need to do more of this, right? I need to find time to do more of this.
Yeah.
Do you have any information for me that I could take away for mental health, for breathing techniques, relaxation, exercises I can do? It'd be so useful for me.
Oh, okay, Scott. Yeah, yeah. Just in addition to other things that I've also said, um, relaxation and deep breathing exercise is quite useful in relieving panic attack. So I would suggest that you also add that to the other strategies that you use in relieving them. And then I don't know, I would like you to attend the community health center to visit us on a weekly or on a daily self-nav visit, just according to how convenient it is now for you. Is it something that you'd want to do, Scott?
I think so. If I can find time and if there's like useful yoga exercises, meditation, breathing exercises, that would be really interesting.
Oh, okay, Scott. I'm really so happy to hear that. Is there any other questions that you have for me?
No. Thanks so much for. I feel better already knowing that I'm normal in doing this. It's not abnormal and that it can be controlled. But is there anything else that I could be given medication I can possibly try that would help me relax as well as doing some of these lifestyle changes?
Oh, Scott, I know that you're really eager to try to help yourself and calm yourself down prior to the exam, but I want you to be so relaxed because medication is not really necessary in
Mm.
this situation. This lifestyle changes, if you adopt them, is really going to assist you. So you can incorporate yoga, reading books, like you can maybe think of some certain things that makes you feel relaxed anytime that you're stressed, some things that puts your brain at ease. I think those ones are really going to help you.
Okay.
But now I don't think there is any need for medication at the moment.
Sure. Okay. Nurse, thanks so much today for all of that information.
Welcome.
I love to attend the community health center, and I'll just try and take some time to slow down, breathe, and relax. And
Yep.
etc.
Okay, Scott. Is that all for today? Do you have
That's
any?
everything. No, that's everything, Nurse. Thanks so much for your time today and all that really good advice. Appreciate it.
Oh, thank you, Scott, for coming. I'm going to see you some other time. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Yeah, bye.
You're not going goodbye, Vivian. You're staying right here. You're going to get some feedback from me.
Yeah. Yeah.
How was it for you?
No, I'm so sorry. I was so nervous. And then I'm alone and my baby has been screaming since. So I was quite distracted, to be honest. But then that's
It's okay. There's never a role play session that goes by when you don't have children climbing on top of you. It always makes the role play much better. Is this your little child?
Yeah, she's been screaming since. Yeah.
Hello. Lovely. Hello. She's beautiful. So, how did the role play go for you today?
To be honest, I don't know. You be the judge and tell me.
Okay. The reason why I ask is that I like candidates to reflect upon their strengths and their weaknesses, what they do well, and also what they could probably not do so well on as well. It's really, 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 really important. Okay. It's okay, little ones. Vivian did really well today. Don't worry about your mother. She was great. So let's go through some of your some comments I have on all aspects of your role play. First and foremost, Vivian, I think everyone else will agree here today. And please throw in your comments, guys, everyone who's still watching this. Let me know how Vivian got on. But overall, it was a really, really, really strong high role play for the most part. Okay. You are a clear speaker. You're relatively easy to understand. But one of the core feedback I have for you today, Vivian, is, and it probably was the nerves today, but your speaking was very rapid. You were moving from word to word very quickly. You weren't necessarily pausing between sentences, between sentence fragments as well. So if you can just take a moment to just really be aware of your speaking speed and pausing, because the interlocutor or the patient might potentially get lost if you are speaking so quickly sometimes. So see if you can find a way to bring that down and slow that down just a little bit. Pronunciation and intonation was great. You brought so much enthusiasm and warmth and comfort to the conversation. So that's one aspect of empathy, is doing that really, really, really good. Your fluency and your smoothness was great. Your speaking speed was great. Your smoothness was also very good. But as I say, bringing that speed down will improve your clarity and also improve your smoothness a little bit more as well. I liked how suitably formal and informal you were at the same time. You were speaking professionally like a nurse, but also very relatable to me as a patient, which was great. I didn't pick up any major grammar or vocabulary structural issues whatsoever. So that was absolutely great. Okay. Empathy and support was amazing. You responded to me effectively and appropriately. There was one small area that I had a bit of feedback with you on, was at the very start of the role play, when I thought there was maybe a little bit of repetition in the first 2 points about the symptoms and the possible triggers. I think I kind of mentioned a good bit of that in the very first sentence. Then you asked that information again, and I had to repeat myself. So you have to be adaptable in these role plays. You probably have an idea. Okay, interlocutor is going to ask that question. He's going to answer this. I'll ask that question. He'll say this, or she'll say, I'll ask that question. But that can obviously very quickly change. So you have to listen to what's being said and go, okay, well, they've already mentioned that. What can I ask now? What question can I ask? Can I get them to give more information on that, hone in on something that they've said? So make sure you're listening to me appropriately and you're giving the appropriate information on the fly. Okay. Structure overall was very good. Beautiful, beautiful opening, and a really nice, friendly, and informative closure as well. And as a patient, I was very, very satisfied with your advice, saying, do lifestyle changes and breathing exercises. Don't take the medication, okay? And come back to me if you have any more queries or questions about that overall. One small thing I want to ask to say you to improve on as well is a few more closed questions. This is something that most candidates need more practice with. When you're giving me information, check I'm okay with it. Check that I understand it. How is this for you? Are you okay with this? How do you feel about this? You asked me once, maybe twice, but there probably were about 4 or 5 times you could have asked it overall. Okay. Lastly, time management. Slightly long, about 5 minutes and 40 seconds. So make sure we're moving on to the next point as clearly and concisely as possible. Overall, Vivian, strong role play. Think about your speaking speed. Think about your clarity. Think about your closed questions, listening to the role play and changing the order, and a little bit your time management. And you've got a very good chance tomorrow for that role play. There is so much good about it. How was that for you?
Thank you so much. I mean, I'm really so happy that I have a little bit of a speech slaughter, but then I try as much as I can to manage it so that it doesn't really show as being as having hesitations while speaking. So I'm really trying as much as I can, and I'm really so happy I'm able to get a feedback from a professional. Like, this has just made my day.
I'm very happy to do so. And just so you know, Vivian, I also have a slight speech stutter as well. Anyone who's watching this today, I am by no means a perfect speaker. No one is a perfect speaker, but I trained myself to slow down and speak and enunciate when doing these things. But when I'm speaking normally, I can stutter occasionally and repeat myself too. So it happens to the best of us, guys. No one's perfect. But Vivian, well done today for this role play. Everyone, I want you to wish Vivian the best of luck with her exam tomorrow. Send her a comment, send her some love, send her some enthusiasm, because she deserves to pass this exam. Look at the energy, look at the smile and the enthusiasm that she has today. I'm sure she makes an absolutely amazing nurse in her own time. We want more nurses like you working in the UK and other parts of the world as well. Vivian, good luck tomorrow. I hope it goes well. Let me and the Swoosh English team know when you get your results. I just want to know out of my own personal interest. So you have our email address, and well done. Thanks a lot for coming along today. Good luck with your
exam. Thank you so much.
And thanks for the child entertainment today as well. It's always good. All right. Bye-bye.
All right.
See you, Vivian. Take care.
All
Goodbye.
right.
Good luck.
Bye. Thank you.
All right, guys. Wow, that was a great role play. I thoroughly enjoyed giving Vivian that chance and her bringing that energy and enthusiasm and smiling energy to me today. So guys, thanks a lot. I hope that you're able to reflect upon your own role play today and that practice. Remember, Vivian benefited as well as our doctor today. They benefited from getting one-to-one speaking practice. Not even have to be one-to-one, but speaking practice, expertise, guidance, and feedback from expert OET teachers. And that's what I want you guys to also do in your own time to make the most of your OET preparation. So as we wrap up this session today, I want to remind everyone what you need to do to pass your OET exam the first time. Do you have the motivation to succeed? Most of you have that. I can see it. You want to change your lives. You want to fulfill your dreams. Secondly, do you have the time? Don't be taking your exam in a week's time, even sometimes in 2 weeks' time. Prepare in advance, but also prepare adequately. Once you have that, do you have the tools? Do you have the access to expert speaking tools, expert reading tools, writing tools, listening tools, an appropriate package of great quality materials for you to draw and learn your OET experiences from? And finally, do you have the support and the feedback? Keyword here being feedback. If you have all of these things, you're ready to rock and roll for your OET exam with the appropriate preparation. But if you don't, there may be a few stumbling blocks in your way. The good news is that we at Swoosh English can help you pass your OET exam the first time. And as I mentioned before, earlier in this session today, we're currently offering this for even cheaper today. To reward all of our OET audience for coming to see us today in this session. So if you're interested, 20% off selected OET courses for this weekend only. All you need is code OET Live 20 off. You'll input this code in the coupon section on our website and you'll get 20% off selected OET preparation courses. Hurry, this offer will only be valid for, as you can see, it'll only be valid for until Sunday this week at midnight UK time. Now, if you're looking for more information in terms of which course might benefit me, well, we typically have two sets of students. One are the students who had their exam in less than 6 weeks. If your exam is less than 6 weeks, then we recommend our intensive package for you. It's designed to be a short-term crash course for someone who is low on time, but has plenty of time to prepare for their OET exam. And if you're interested in that course, then our intensive package is just for you. If you need more time for your preparation, then you have not booked your exam yet, you haven't intended to book your exam until you're prepared, then our deluxe package is the best one for you as well. Designed to have 1 year of preparation material access, including access to speaking mock exam classes, other live classes, a series of mock exams, video courses, writing corrections, feedback, etc., etc. Now, if you're looking for more information, head to swooshenglish.com for more information on your preparation. But more conveniently, just check out the links that we put in the OET and Facebook, the Facebook and the YouTube feeds. I sent links to the deluxe course, the links to the intensive course. Click on that link, come and check us out and see if the preparation packages will be the best for you. Remember, 20% off for this weekend only. You can see that discount code at the very, very bottom of the screen. OET Live 20 off. Now, guys, my next speaking session won't be next week. It will actually be on Friday, the 15th of October, 9 a.m. UK time. So if you're wanting a chance to do some more speaking practice in a while, come and check us out Friday, the 15th of October, 9 a.m. UK time for another live OET mock speaking practice session with myself, Scott, from Swoosh English. And of course, I'd recommend that everyone comes and joins Swoosh English on the Facebook channel, on the Instagram channel, on the YouTube channel. Make sure you follow us on Facebook and Instagram. You subscribe to our YouTube channel so you're up to date with all of the content that we do for your OET exam preparation. Come and follow us and come and join us. So guys, thanks a lot once again for coming along today. Thanks a lot to everyone who took part in this class today, our doctor and nurse, wishing the best of luck with their OET preparation. And thank you, the audience today, for joining me and being so interactive, having so much fun. I hope that you thoroughly enjoyed this class. So I'll hopefully see some of you again Friday, 3 weeks time for our next OET mock speaking exam class. But come and join us in our Facebook and YouTube channels. We do more than just these mock exam speaking classes and keep up to date with all of our content. Remember, don't miss out, 20% off selected OET preparation courses with code OET Live 20 off. If you're still deciding to make that step into preparing for your OET exam with an OET premium preparation provider and an all-star. Remember, we had 3 students come in and check with us today saying that they passed their OET exam, and we would love for you to be the next people to do so. So once again, guys, thanks a lot for joining me. Thoroughly appreciate the time that you've given us today. Come on over and check us out. Take care, guys. Have a great day. Good luck with your OET exam prep. Have a lovely day. Good vibes all around. And I'll see you all very, very soon. Take care and goodbye.